Good evening and welcome. This story is about my visit to an establishment in a little small town in North Carolina. It is not the Hilton, but it is a nice, to this day, a nice hotel. I worked there for a short time as a housekeeper. I enjoy working there, but I felt like I was being overworked, so I found me another job. As I was going through my rooms, pulling the beddings, minding my own business, I had the whole floor to myself. And I'm thinking I was on the third floor. Just going about my business. Now, none of my rooms was occupied at the time. And I didn't receive a call that someone would be coming up to enter a room that they had purchased. But I watched two male figures, black men, come in with their bags and go into a room that I was not finished with. I stood in the hallway and watched them laugh coming out of the elevator and go into the room. Open the room and go inside. I couldn't see whether they used a key or not. But I did see them carrying bags and going into that room. So I stopped what I was doing, walked to the room, opened the door, looked inside. I knocked first, of course. When I got inside, I didn't see anybody. Strike one. I checked the whole room, went in the bathroom, nobody. Alright, so I kept it to myself. Alright. I continued working. And I was in a room on that same floor. That was not my floor. The second floor was my floor. I didn't like being shifted from floor to floor. I like keeping my same routine, same floor. This floor had an eerie vibe to it to start with. But I ignored it and continued to work. How about, as I was working in this particular room with the door open, I noticed something in my peripheral vision. A tall man with a red coat on, standing to the side. So I stopped what I was doing to get a closer look. I turned around and it was a big, tall Indian man wearing a soldier outfit that was blood red. He didn't move. He stood like a statue. He was well over 6 feet tall. It didn't scare me. He just had us like he was guarding the door and looking straight forward. He didn't turn to look or nothing. I couldn't tell you what his eyes looked like. He had deep, dark brown skin, um, dark black hair that went down his back, feathers in his hair, and he had on dark pants. I didn't see any weapons on him. And just like a glitch, he was gone. I finished working that day. I didn't say anything to my employers, but my brother picked me up after work, him and his friends, because I was having some car issues. And I told him what had happened. And he said, I don't know if it's truth or not, but I'm sure something happened out there and on this piece of property because like I said, it's a new property. This hotel hadn't been there that long before I started working there. He responded. Either it was an old battleground or a burial ground for Native Americans. I'm trying to figure out how two black men tie into this. They was dressed like modern. So, Erie, Florida, I had one encounter with a South African white woman that wanted to say something smart on the elevator. I'm glad, and she better be glad I didn't know what it meant at the time. But anyway, I left that job because if you want me to constantly work for you, at least put me on my same floor so I can get my tips. I was racking up in tips. But when I went on other floors, there was no tips whatsoever. You might get a couple of pennies here and there. But I was getting really nice tips for my rooms because if I am going to clean, I'm going to do it right. So thanks for watching True Stories. No fibs. Until next time.